Hi ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from Redolessence. Welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing great. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit of your time with me today. It really means a lot. So here we have a brand new fragrance by the company Kosmala, and this one is called Light of Grace. I've had the pleasure of meeting Kosmala in person. I believe a couple of years ago. There was an event in New York City. Took a few pictures with him and he gave us a demonstration of his entire line, and I learned quite a lot that evening. Well, today we have a brand new fragrance. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on this amber vanilla fragrance, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin this video and I tell you all about the brand new Kosmala fragrance, Light of Grace, or at least I think it's brand new because I was having a very hard time finding it online, although FragBuyCrew does have it. I do want to mention that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, if you like reviews, top 10 videos, and more, please do consider supporting this channel by subscribing to it. Make sure to enable all notifications by clicking on the bell, and give this video a thumbs up if you like this type of content. And like I mentioned before, if you are interested in purchasing this fragrance, FragBuyCrew is doing a huge promotional event for Black Friday. There's way too much going on for me to be able to articulate it well enough in just a few seconds, so I'm going to leave all of the information down below. If you want to get some of the best deals that you are going to get all year long, please go ahead and check them out. They have so many incredible things happening on their website right now. They have a lot of really hard to find designer and niche fragrances as well, so definitely make sure to check them out, not only just for this fragrance, but for tons of other designer and niche fragrances as well. So this fragrance is called Light of Grace, and I actually own a few Kosmala fragrances. I own number 1, number 4, and I think number 7, but I definitely own a few of them, and number 4 is one of the longest lasting fragrances in my entire collection. It's basically Baccarat Rouge 540 on steroids. So here we have Light of Grace, which has a really interesting note breakdown. So you have white agarwood, you have musk, vanilla, amber. So within the amber, of course, you have a few resins. You have iris and ambrette. So the combination of all of these ingredients creates this smooth, oudy, floral, sensual, amber, vanilla kind of a fragrance. I'm so excited to give you my thoughts on the smell. Let's start things off with the presentation. So I think the first thing that's going to capture your attention in the opening here is this burst of sweetness. And you know, the sweetness is coming from so many different factors in here. There's so many variables that I think are contributing to that gentle warmth in this fragrance, and not gentle in terms of it being, you know, not long lasting. This is incredibly long lasting. Any Kosmala fragrance that you spray on is going to give you easily in the wheelhouse of 10 hours. But there's something about this that's very amicable and very genial. And so it's very friendly, it's very inviting. And even that vanilla oud combination, you think it's going to be a little bit too daring or a little bit too Eastern inspired. It's still very accessible, very wearable. And I always have to appreciate a fragrance that can do that. So it opens up with that beautiful, beautiful vanilla note. And then you're also going to get that iris flower that creates this smoothness in here. And the ambrette, otherwise known as musk mallow, is also giving it this smooth, gentle, and musky quality that I think also works hand in hand with the actual musk that's being used in the base. I'm sure it's a synthetic musk, but you have a really warm, clean, floral, and gentle fragrance with really good longevity. Now, the oud note that's in here, you smell it and you are immediately reminded of kind of like one of those amber Eastern inspired oud based fragrances. So it does carry forth a little bit of that personality that is kind of serving as an homage to other types of fragrances that would fall within that amber, you know, genre. but I think this one is unique enough that it does things in its own way. Now, as I smell it, it kind of reminds me of Fantomas by Nasomato without that smoke screen effect. So there was this sort of fog machine quality, this foggy quality about Fantomas that many people talk about, where you still smell a little bit of that sweetness and the melon and the oud and those darker tones. And I'm getting something a bit similar to that in this. But this one is much sweeter. That vanilla is coming through very beautifully. The agarwood is noticeable, but it's not funky or animalic. It doesn't possess that barnyard quality that a lot of agarwood fragrances do. And so it's very easy to wear, very easy to get along with. And it also has this really unique musky vibe in the base, which is also found in other Thomas Kosmala fragrances. So that kind of has become his trademark or his DNA, right? There's a lot of musky offerings from the brand, and I think it's that musk component that contributes to the long lastingness. So really interesting fragrance in the vein of Fantomas by Nasomato from what I can perceive, but it also does things in a very different way. I think the similarity rests at like 50%. It really does seem to go in its own direction. So I definitely see the occasions for which I would wear this one. So I think this fits very seamlessly into my olfactory wardrobe. So I definitely look forward to wearing this one a bit more, especially as it starts to get a little bit colder, because with this type of longevity, you can easily wear this one when it's like 20, 30 degrees Fahrenheit, like really let it get cold. I think this one is gonna shine really well. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, really unique fragrance. Like I said, I made a connection to Fantomas, but there are some other amber fragrances that I could have easily compared this one to, with that sort of amber, vanilla, oud quality. I mean, so many by Sospiro and Xerjoff that I could have connected this one with, but ultimately, I think this fragrance is unique in the sense that it does its own thing. And in terms of the overall picture that is conveyed, I think it smells quite different from anything else that I put my nose on. So kudos to the brand for really producing something with a great deal of originality. Longevity is 10 hours, projection amazing for the first 2 to 2.5 hours of application. For those first 2 hours, it will radiate beyond an arm's length, really amazing. In terms of the versatility, perfectly unisex. I think the sweetness will get the attention of somebody who's a little bit younger. And so if you're a little bit younger, you can wear this one very comfortably. But I think the agarwood and some of the other more mature qualities to the blend will appeal to somebody who's a little bit older. I think this one is great for the colder weather, fall and winter. I would not wear this one in the summertime. I was thinking maybe spring because of the iris, but there's still so much of that amber and oud in here that I would wear this one in the fall and winter exclusively, I think. And in terms of occasions, I think this one will work great for a dressed up scenario. In terms of the presentation, I really like how this one has the black bottle and the black label, because the other 3 Thomas Kosmala fragrances that I own have a white label on it. So I really like the differentiation. It feels like it's in a collection of its own. So my final verdict on this fragrance is, if you are looking for a warm and sensual amber and vanilla fragrance that is incredibly long lasting, with a little bit of a smooth iris quality, a little bit of a pear facet coming from the muskmallow, check out this fragrance, Light of Grace by Thomas Kosmala. Really down-to-earth, friendly gentleman. Again, had the opportunity of meeting him a few years ago in New York, and it was a great event, and I look forward to crossing paths with him again in the future. So there you have it, ladies and gents. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out FragranceBuy.ca. They have some amazing deals happening right now, as it is, you know, post-Thanksgiving, and we are sort of in that, you know, Black Friday promotional period, which for some companies lasts a few days and not just one day. But definitely check it out. Take advantage of it. It's not going to last forever. Thank you for watching. Support this channel by subscribing to it if you will. I would really appreciate it. Give this video a thumbs up. It would mean a lot to me. Love you all. We'll see you next time. Bye.